Hi, and welcome to The Bottom Line. I'm Pastor Paul Steele from Bethlehem Church in Austin, Minnesota. The Bottom Line is our weekly summary of the previous Sunday's sermon. And this past Sunday, we finished up our 15-week-long sermon series entitled Asking for a Friend, as we've looked at some of the difficult questions people have about God, the Bible, what it means to follow Jesus. And this past Sunday, we looked at the question, I still have doubt. Can I be a Christian? Because in our culture, we kind of see doubt and faith as opposite sides of the same intellectual coin. That faith is being certain, even in the absence of belief. You have this certainty of belief. You're going to believe something even if there's no evidence for it. But then doubt is having questions, being uncertain. And Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1 says that faith is being certain about what you hope for. So we come to this and we think, well, I'm not certain. I'm unsure about things. I have questions about things. That must mean that I don't really have faith. And then James chapter 1 verses 5 through 8 says, hey, if you lack wisdom, ask God who gives generously. But when you ask in faith and do not doubt. We're like, well, I have these questions. I'm uncertain. I have this doubt. I don't have faith. So what does that mean? What does it mean to have faith without doubt? Well, it can be explained like this. There are two men who married their high school sweethearts. Now, their first man, he kind of had that wandering eye. And when things got difficult within his relationship, within that marriage, he began to doubt his wife's loyalty, her love, her commitment, her faithfulness, her goodness. He even doubted his own commitment, and it wasn't long before he could find a little better situation. And he laughed, but the same thing happened. And he went from relationship to relationship, and when it came time to face his death, he did so afraid and alone. Now the second man, he made a vow. He made a vow to himself, he made a vow to God that he would always love his wife. And so when things got difficult within that relationship, he made sure to take time to talk with her. And he was convinced, he was confident about her love for him, her faithfulness, her goodness, her desire. He was confident about his love for her, his commitment to her, and their future together. And it wasn't long before children entered the picture. And again, the man made a vow and he said, I'm going to love my children. And when difficulties and trials came up, he again talked with them and worked things out. And when it came time for him to face his death, he did so surrounded by people who loved him. He died loved and happy. See, the key here was that commitment part. When there was that commitment, that allowed the relationship to grow. And as the relationship grew, he became more confident about who his wife is and her character. And the same is true then within our relationship with God. When it talks about faith without doubt, it's talking about our commitment. And when we're committed, when we're faithful to God, then we're going to be confident about him. That we can trust his generosity, we can trust his mercy, we can trust his love. Yeah, we're going to still have some questions. The Psalms of Lament in the book of Psalms show us that people question God. God, where are you? But at the end of all those Psalms, there's that commitment the psalmist gives. Regardless of what happens, I'm going to worship you. I'm going to honor you. That's the key. We're going to have questions. God is bigger than our imaginations. We're not going to understand everything. That's not what it's talking about, doubting. Doubting the Bible as having this lack of commitment that leads us to doubt and who God is and in who his character is. And so the big idea from Sunday is this: what matters to God are not our questions, but our commitment. What matters to God are not our questions, but our commitment. God wants us to be loyal to him, committed to him, no matter what. And so our challenge this week is to write down any questions, uncertainties that you have about God, the Bible, what it means to follow Jesus, and send them to me. And I'll do what I can to answer them, because I think it's good for us to voice our questions and to look for answers, because within that process, we're going to develop a stronger faith, a stronger belief in God. Hey, thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of Bethlehem. I hope you've enjoyed this series. We're going to start a new one here in a couple weeks, entitled Think Deeply, Love Widely, as we talk about what it means to have a Christian worldview and how that influences the way that we live. You can join us every Sunday morning at 10:30, either on Facebook, YouTube, or in person next to Ellis Middle School. Hey, if you want to support what we're doing here in Austin, go to our website, BethlehemChurchAustin.com, go to the Give tab and give. And if you have a prayer, let me know. I'll be glad to pray for you. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and God bless.